this don't have to be a 2-part episode because you just brought up so many things. All right, one, right, choosing a partner who you can love each other the way that you want to love each other freely, right? He was polyamorous, or he wanted to be in an open marriage, and she was okay with that, and she wanted to be a part of an open marriage, and so they did that. But another thing, right, is they needed more communication. Was probably the breakdown, right? Don't fuck my sister. Let's talk about that. Right? She didn't set that.
Don't fuck nobody in my family.
That's the boundary, right? Like, you have to set that boundary. You have to communicate that boundary exists. And like, there's ways to have the type of relationship that fits you. Ideally, you don't have to fit into this, this thing that society says that you should fit into. And that's what drives me crazy a lot of the time, is that we grow up learning that, and then it takes you so much time to unlearn it and then to relearn the things that you do actually want, instead of like chasing the thing that you think you're supposed to be having. Because surprise, podcast listeners, I was married once and to a Gemini. And we actually just talked this morning. We're friends now, right? It's cool. If I wasn't dating Monique, we might be a little flirty, but that's not where we're at. Because there's still love there. Like, I was like, almost dropped my computer, yo. We're lucky enough to find, each other in a way that, when I say that, I mean, she is a very open and understanding person, and I am what I think is a very open and understanding. And so once we got past, being young and dumb and married, we grew into people who could have, real talks about what happened with us, and where we, went wrong or could grow up, or, it was healthy in the long run for me.
Yeah.
And so, oh man, I think I saw that movie.
Yeah.
But the only thing I remember is the crash on the trolley.
Yeah, the trolley. That was at the very beginning.
It was so dramatic. I just could not. Anywho, yeah, I mean, I was friends with a girl that I met on Bubble BFF for a little while, until she kept hitting on me. So I had to, I had already set the boundaries. She kept breaking it. Leave me alone.
Period. Because
yeah,
I like attention, so I get myself into predicaments to where I get my attention, but then the attention gets too much and
too fast.
Obsessed with me talking about all of this stuff, and I'm like,
I don't know why multiple guys be telling my sister, I love you.
Yeah,
I want to marry you. I'm like,
dog, no relationship.
Look,
how long has it been?
It happens. Look, well, because people confuse them giving attention with it being, accepted the same way that it's being given, and it's not. If you're clear that, like, you just another dude that I talk to, and yes, I like attention, so I let you give it to me. Yeah, but don't go get carried away. Like, as long as you can make that clear to them.
She make it clear. Y'all.
I make it so
clear.
I'm not looking for a relationship right now. I'm looking for friends.
Oh God, and I got so many. Oh man, we gonna have to talk. Look, y'all are about to be my therapy session. We gonna have to talk after. Because I feel like I have a relationship story for everything that you brought up, for the boundaries, for the communication, for the attention that you don't reciprocate, for and the guilt that you feel when somebody has those feelings for you. You are as clear as you could be, and they still, right?
Don't get it.
It's rough.
Come on now.
When I separated from my wife, I got involved with a girl who would give me anything, right? She just wanted to be a part of my life. Like, and when I say give me anything, I don't mean monetary things and gifts. I mean, like, she just wanted to be there however she could be there. While I was going through this divorce, she never said, like, be my girlfriend, or like come live with me, or no shit like that. But she was just there. And for me, I always felt guilty, because I'm like, you aren't getting much out of this. Like, I'm going through a whole deal over here, and you are comforting for me at the time. but like who knows what's gonna happen after this, and like you are just like open.
Yeah.
And, like I feel guilty keeping you on a spot that I feel is not well for you, right?
Mhm.
So like I guess Banae, this is my question for you. Do you feel that guilt? And I mean, not that you have to. You don't have to if you don't, because you know you're doing your due diligence to say this is who I am, and you're feeding into it, but you won't get much in return, right? As long as you say that, who cares what goes on? You just got to be honest.
To an extent, I feel bad that I'm the person that you chose to love if you actually felt that way. But then I don't feel bad when, like, okay, for example, I told this boy, like, I don't want, like, I told him I didn't want a relationship or nothing. We stopped talking, then we start talking again. And I told him again, like, hey, I still am not looking for a relationship. We can be friends, we can go out. And when he did say those words to me, I felt bad. But then he basically tried to make me feel bad and be like, oh, I basically played him because I let him buy me. We went on 2 dates. We went to Frankie's. I could have bought my Frankie's.
Oh.
And then we went to the movies and he got me Chick-fil-A. I could have bought all that stuff. You wasn't doing nothing special. Like I see those as like stuff that you do with your friends.
Yeah.
You know? And so he was like, oh, how you don't want to be with me, but you let me buy you stuff. Who in their right mind is gonna be like, oh, don't pay for that? If you want to pay for me, go ahead, pay for me.
It's not even about what he did. It's about him saying those words. How you gonna I didn't let you do nothing but do something you wanted to do, sir.
Wait, go back. Keep living in what?
I didn't do nothing but let you do something you volunteered to do. Don't that's what makes me mad about this is right now I'm heated. Because I'm like, how dare you come in here and say to me that I'm doing you wrong because I won't give you the time of day for something that you are choosing to participate in. I am not interested that way, sir. Please calm down.
And I said that from the jump. So
Yeah.
first I felt bad, but after he said that, I was like, oh no, that's why your heart broken now.
Exactly. This manipulation, it's not gonna work over here. You take that shit somewhere else because you telling me I owe you something because you want something.
And then it's the what he wanted in return for something that is, like you said, you could have got it for yourself.
Like you go hang out with your friends.
Like, let's go out, and you can be like, you gonna pay for yourself. I'd be like, yeah, because I always bring my wallet with me, and I'm not gonna buy. I'm not gonna have you buy anything that I couldn't buy for myself. Because what happens if your card get declined?
Come on,
I'm gonna be able to buy my stuff. You're gonna have to figure it out. Go wash some dishes or something. But I'm gonna be able to walk out of there.
This is what I live with. I love her.
You keep that same energy because these dudes are trash. I'm gonna say it. If you know, my whole thing with guys is like they're all hyped up, you know, by their parents or guardians or whoever is raising them, or you know, media to be like, you know, this is what I deserve. This is what I do, and then this is what you do. First of all, sir, fuck you. I'm an individual. So you talk to me and you find out what I need and what we need together and what we doing. You don't come in here just assuming you're gonna buy me some French fries and I love you now. No.
Or I'm gonna keep up for a fly.
Like that's what's wild to me is that he thought you owed him something because he
got me some Chick-fil-A.
Because it don't even matter if you asked him to go get you Freddy's, he brought it to your house. Thank you.
Goodbye.
I don't owe you shit except the money for this Freddy's if that's what we agreed on.
Yeah.
But if we didn't even agree on that, bye. That's what's right. You don't owe nobody nothing. Fuck him. No.
I'm like, and then my thing is this boy, I really was laughing, and I know it's not nice to laugh at people, but I end up blocking him because after like a couple days I went to talk to him, he would try to argue with me, and I love to argue. I love to argue.
That's
I can
Gemini
argue with
energy.
you all day, and I would be laughing. Like one time it was on, like I was FaceTiming him, but then I had my best friend on the laptop, and I was showing her like how much I can get away with stuff, and I just seen it all as a joke. And he was serious. He was like, "Nah, da 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 da." And so I ended up was like, you know what? I'm not about to keep doing this, and I blocked him. He used 2 emails to try to talk to me, and I was like, "You're crazy. I'm not about to talk to you. If there was this much of a chance, there's no more now."
It can't be any more chance.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, right? You can't go gaslighting people like that. You got your friend on FaceTime. You're like, look at this dumb ass.
Thank you. No, thank you. I be trying to tell her. I be like, I always tell her, and she knows I say this, and I think it's fine to say, but I'm like, you are vindictive and sadistic.
Yeah.
She finds
it's in my eyes.
It's
I'm like,
because men are wild. Men are crazy. I would hate for some toxic masculinity to bring you any harm because men don't know how to handle themselves. You know what I mean? And that's what makes me nervous about that. Not saying you should like monitor, police yourself. I mean, just, you know, go out there, be yourself, be a good person. But if these dudes can't handle themselves and they can't handle you, then just dismiss them. Don't play with them. Just let them go. Just send them out to pasture.
I'm manifesting my Asian bae. So if you're not Asian, I'm not entertaining you.
That's so interesting to me because I've been hearing a lot that Asian men and Black women are at the bottom of the dating pool statistically in apps and in, you know, real life. But
I'm manifesting, and you can be tatted.
You get that? Oh,
so if you listen,
that yadded Asian bae.
Yeah,
not her.
I'll check in on my cousins.
Oh, I love this so much. I love this so much. I am soaking it in. And I was like, should I add to the conversation? Should I talk about that letter? Is that the right letter?
Yeah.
You said
maybe
yes.
Not.
Well, okay. I won't talk about it because I'm feeling a little resistant to it. But basically, I'm the type of person who gives people I love you eyes. I'm sorry, I do. But it's not like I'm in love with you, I want to marry you. It's just like, damn, I have so much love and appreciation for you. And I just want to share that with you. I want you to know how enamored and how good I feel about you. And if that's too much for you, that's fine. And said person in question knew that. He knew that. And he was fine. And then there was a point where I was like, okay, this is not being reciprocated. What's going on? Because you're giving me a lot of attention in a way that it means something to me. And I just wanted to know, okay, what does this mean to you? Because again, when we're talking about like relationships, certain things mean different things to different people. If you are treating me in a certain way, which I think my ideal partner is going to treat me, I'm already looking at you like a potential for my ideal partner. And so it's just like, okay, I need to let you know you're acting like this, because if that's not what you're choosing to sign up for, I need to reel it all back in.
Yeah. Ooh.
And so
reeling it back in though is tough.
Yeah, it is tough. And it's I feel like the best way to reel it in is just to literally walk away. Because once you're in it and you're already been doing it, you're kind of, that's the norm now. But it's like, I can't text you the way I used to text you because it means something to me. And I can't keep doing this to myself if I know that you're not going to give me XYZ. And so
I feel like that's what people need to realize.
And yeah, we are okay. So our little inside joke is that I'm the type of people that get played by her.
I was gonna say, y'all are like two different sides of the coin. That's interesting.
Yeah, so I'm the type of person who get played, but I know how to walk away and be like, okay.
But then I also want somebody like her.
Who knows when to walk away?
Yeah.
Because then you're like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I won't feel
you can hang.
Yeah, and that's why I was talking about like the whole keeping it casual. Because if this person texted me, and I've been rejected I've been rejected, where I was like, I really like you. I think like I'm ready to get on a plane. Woo, let's like do this. Like, no, literally, I am the type of person where like I literally make time for the people that I love. Yeah. And so when they're like, no, Bria, don't hop on a plane, I don't feel that way. It hurts. I sit in that hurt. I cry. I let it all out. And then I'm like, okay, cool. Now I have a choice. Do I want to stay in contact with you? Do I want to still be friends with you? Can I be friends with you? Or do I need to just walk away altogether? And so one guy, I had to walk away altogether. Another guy, we friends.
How do you decide who you need to walk away? Well, what is it that says to you, I can be friends with this?
It's their reaction.
I'll let you answer. And then
it's like I said, if it meant something so much to me, and if I can't get past, that's my ideal partner. This is my partner. Like if I'm going to drive myself crazy talking to you because I'm reading into it too much, I need to walk away altogether.
So it's more about how you can handle the relation, not so much what they're giving or not giving you after the fact.
It's about how well can you manage your feelings, Bria. With you, I have no control. I'm ready to bet it all. And I think it's a bit of, am I going to lose myself in this with you? And I know I would. And so it's like, I'm not even at a mature place where I can be friends with you because it's almost like
and it's not even about maturity, really. You know, sometimes your feelings are just,
I was just gonna say, I'm literally high off you. Like I'm like, you're a drug to me in the sense, like the oxytocin that is released in my body when I'm with you. I don't think straight. So I don't think straight, where it's like with you, we weren't in too deep. We didn't talk about things as deep in that nature, because don't talk about tantric sex with me and then not expect me to want to experience that with you, you know? So it's just like the conversation was already going to a place. Yeah, the conversation was already going to a place of, I want to be with you. I want to experience things with you. And in this way, that means a lot to me. I'm not just giving it up just for the hell of it. But, this other guy, the conversation never went there. So it's easy to be like, oh, okay, cool. You want to be friends? We never crossed that certain line of, I'm seeing you in a different
light. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's how I would answer that question.
And I also feel like people be knowing what they do and when they talk about certain stuff.
But then it's also like, yes, they know what they're doing, but he wasn't ready for that. And he told me, he was like, I'm not looking to make a commitment at this point. And in my mind, I was like, that's not what I'm asking you for. I'm not asking for a commitment, but his brain was going there. So I had to go with his brain and be like, if you think I'm gonna lock you down and confine you, and that's what Bria is not trying to do. So I need to walk away so you can feel free. Go do what you need to do. Go do what you need to do. Sow your oats. Do what you feel like you need to do. Because I don't want to ever feel like you're not living the life that you want. And now you're the sort of husband to my life, you know, the main character, you know, kind of keeping that thing going.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's how my brain thinks about it. I'm like, if I'm going to go crazy over every interaction that I have with you, and let's not even talk about exes popping up, but yeah.
Exes.
Can I tell you, I've been trying to manifest my Asian bae, and every week, every couple days, somebody from the past is just like, boom, can I take you out on a date? Boom.
From the where?
From her past.
From the past.
Oh.
And who are not meeting her standards.
2019 hit me up today like, hey, Banae, you remember me? I miss you. How do you miss me? You don't know nothing about me. I'm a complete.
No, I don't remember.
We were talking about this before we got on for the recording, and I was like, the universe isn't testing you, but it's asking you, are you going to reinforce this standard that you set? Do you really want an Asian baby? Do you really want to be tatted? And so
the universe is all about retesting.
Yeah,
let me tell you.
I don't like the word testing because that insinuates that it's like a game or something, but it's challenging you. It's reinforcing, okay, are you really about it? Because people be trying to be like, yeah, I'm thug life, but are you?
Cops come around, are you snitching?
Or are you running?
Well, that's the thing. But that is so real. All right, so let me tell you, I felt that. Okay, so this girl, that the one that I said would give me whatever I wanted, while that was going on, it came to a point where like I wasn't willing to give her what she wanted, right? It was ultimately a relationship, which I should have known. And so we had like kind of a nasty fallout, like not like, too crazy, but we just stopped talking. After that, we didn't talk anymore. This is when I first moved to Colorado, and the only person I knew, right? I moved in with her in hopes that we would still be friends and then move into a place together after that, Lisa said. What happened was we fell out before that, and she was straight up like, I think you should leave. So I left. I'm self-sufficient. That's fine. Cool. I'll be gone in the next week. I get me an apartment. It's cool. And we don't talk again, like years, right? 2021. I mean, well, this girl, like, periodically, right? So at least once or twice a year, after like a year of us not talking, would hit me up and be like, oh, the vet, I got an email from the vet about Parker. Because that's where we were. Like, our dogs went to the same vet. Our programs are mixed in, whatever, with them and their care. And so that was how she would slide into my inbox, right? It's like, oh, the vet sent me an email. And every time I would say, thanks, bye. Like, whatever, I would keep it real short. And earlier this year, she hit me up. And, I'm in a different headspace. We've been quarantined for a while. I'm just getting back to Denver from Alabama. I spent the summer in Alabama just getting my shit together. And, and I'm like, maybe we can be friends now, right? She has a girlfriend. She has had this girlfriend for about 2 years.
Okay.
I'm like, this seems safe, right? I'm living with Drea. We aren't together, but we're, I know more people here now, more comfortable with myself. And I said, okay, yeah, let's try to be friends. And let me tell you, it was not good. Her girlfriend didn't like me. I had mixed feelings about us. Like, the way we ended, it felt so weird. And then the way that things were good when she came back, I was like, did I fuck up? Like, was this my person? Like, I was questioning myself so much. And to a point where like we both got into a weird place with each other. Like, did we fuck up? Like, can we do this? But her still having this girlfriend, right? I'm like, no, we can't do that. I mean, maybe break up with your girlfriend, maybe not, whatever. Like, I'm not saying I can give you anything that you can keep, but but if you willing to break up with that girl, I guess we could date, which was wrong on my part also. But what ended up happening was I met Monique on this travel trip after being real good friends with her again, like going to the dog park every other week, going to hang out at her house and hang out and, like smoke and chill and drink and like go out to dinner. And like, I met her girlfriend. Now her girlfriend's cool. We're cool. I met Monique, and Monique was like, no, you can't be friends with her. And let me tell you, that is not something I accept easily. When girls want to come in and tell you who you can be friends with and stuff like this. Yeah. And like, I get it. Camille's an ex, and like, or like we had a lot of history. I just said a name. You can bleep that out later if you want. It don't matter.
Listen. Are you asking me to bleep it out? Because
you don't have to. Okay. Never hear this, but
less editing is better for me.
I know. You're good. But yeah, Monique was like, I don't want you to be friends with her, and like, if you want to continue on with me, then you need to put an end to that. Mm-hmm. And I was like, but we're just friends. And she was like, I don't like it. And she was like, that's the choice you can make. She was like, I want to, do a thing with you. But if you can't do that, then it's okay. We don't have to do this. Like, that's what she said to me. She goes, I'm not for everybody. So, if you rather do that, then go do that. It was, to me, came off as an ultimatum, right? So now I'm a little huffy. I'm like, so you making me choose between like a friend that I've had since 2017 or 16 and you that I just met in May? At this point, it's been like 2 months that I've known this girl, right? And she's asking me to like get rid of friends. And when I thought about it, I didn't really have a problem with that, like with the fundamentals of stop being friends with her so that you can get to know her. Made sense to me only because she was right. Like the history that I had with this other girl and the way that everything was happening with her and like the time that we spent together, it made sense that you wouldn't, if I had those shoes on my feet or like whichever, like if I was in Monique's shoes, I would probably feel some type of way too, right? So I'm processing all of this because I do really like Monique. And then I thought about it, right? I was like, well, Liddy, you weren't even friends with her, you know, until this year. Like, and that was just because she showed up and asked again. Like, this isn't the first time you had to say no to her. So like, what happened? And so I went back to that moment to say, like, did I fail the test? Like, did the universe send her back again? And I, instead of saying no like I was supposed to, how I had been doing, did I mess up and say yes this time? And that's what it felt like. I felt like I could have lived without her. And I didn't. I just, because she wanted to be there, I was like, sure, fine, whatever. But now I know I fucked up because here comes this another, you know, this person from the outside that I have all these vibes with comes in and says, I don't feel that. I don't like that. You got to stop doing that. And that's when I really felt like I had failed the test that was sent to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And when I accepted what Monique had to say about it, right? When I was like, oh, yeah, that makes sense. Like that you wouldn't want to be with somebody who was that caught up with somebody else, then you can move forward with somebody who like that you like, that's good for you, that you can have this thing that you want if you just go back and fix this other thing that you did wrong.
Yeah. And I don't even think you did anything wrong. You made a choice, and at the time that choice served you, and it's just like, okay, reevaluating, is this still something that I truly want?
It was bad. It was all bad.
Well, yeah. That's where decisions come in. It's like, are we making this decision with context of short term or long term? Because I had the same thing happen recently, and I was like, I was spinning out for like 2 days, and then I was like, bitch, you don't even want this. I was like, you don't want it. So I'm like, why am
I know what to feel that. I know what to feel that blanket.
So it's just like they are just popping up for the sake of popping up, and it's just like I'm reinforcing that you're not for me. Like,
this is how I see it.
And you can't control other people. They're gonna keep popping up. So
how I see it is people realize that you don't give them no more energy.
Oh yeah, she'd be deep in the energy work.
And once they realize, oh man, Bria really not feeling me no more, they're gonna try to creep up talking about some X, Y, and Z to try to get that energy back.
Yeah, just to have it on your life, like to have it on their life, just your energy.
Because these other motherfuckers they messing with is not giving them the same energy. They don't got the energy like we do. They want to keep trying to come back, and it's like, no, stay where you was at.
Well, that's what people love, having access to you. That's what, you know, they don't, you know, a lot of times people don't even want even small parts of you. They just want to know they have access to you.
Because you're putting 3 and 3 together, and I'm finally getting 6. And because you said access, so the guy in question again here, I'm not going to talk too deep about people, but I deleted his number. I was done with him. It was gone. Like I used to know his number by heart, but for the sake of it, I could not remember the last 4 digits. And so when this number popped up on my birthday, trying to, you know, snatch some energy back from me,
on your birthday?
and I saw those digits.
No.
I looked at my sister and I was like, this is not who I think it is. I'm like, I know.
Oh boy.
And I was like, not me remembering the whole number. I was like, this is him. And like at that point, when you're talking about access, it made sense. Like just because you know the number now, because before I used to be like, damn, I can't remember those last 4 digits. Shit. Fuck. And I'm like, but now I know, and I'm like, I don't want it. But no, I think that it's more of a, who do you want to have access to you? Just to like tie everything back together when it comes to casual dating and making friends. Who do you want to have access to you, and how frequently do you want to give them access? And I wanted to bring this up earlier about like, okay, what does it look like to put yourself out there? It's about putting yourself in the environments that you want to be in.
Oh yeah.
So that you can have access to the type of people you want to build relationships with.
Yes.
I want to go woofing, and woofing is a program where you can basically volunteer and give farms labor, and they will give you housing so you can just be on the farm and you work on the farm, and that's like the exchange. It doesn't really cost anything. That's the exchange. I want to go woofing so bad, and the only reason why I haven't gone woofing yet is because I'm not going to be stuck on somebody's property. I'm waiting for the whip before I can go and do that. And so it's just like, I know that the quality of people I'm going to meet when I go woofing is going to be so much better than the quality of people I'm going to meet on a dating app where we have no common interests other than being on this dating app.
Anything to do with fashion.
And so it's like, you got to put yourself in the places where those type of people would be. And then not even those type of people would be, where do you want to be? What type of fashion experiences do you want to create? Do you want to do fashion shows? Do you want to just do sketches or just styling? So it's just like getting like real specific and granular about what you actually want, and then putting yourself there and putting yourself, because it's going to feel natural to put yourself out there in those places rather than at the grocery store.
Fashion week in Charlotte, I would be there.
They probably do. And it's just like doing
I'm sure there's lots of people, you know, like you where you are, like in the same like me where I am, and I just, you know, you got to find your tribe, right? That's how I feel like my whole life journey. Like I know you said you're like, I don't like to call it a test because then it feels like a game. To me, this is a game. Life is fucking long and I'm over it, right? But but in the meantime, right, I know I have this light, right? Everybody has this light. And it's meant, I feel like it's meant for you to nurture in a way that will bring people to you, and like will bring you to people who, you know, fit into your life's narrative of like what, or like your show, you know, you're looking for the co-stars to your main character, like
exactly.
And because people crave connection, and I feel like that's a fair thing to like to base your life around, in a way that like you're doing stuff for yourself, but in some way you're still serving other people when you're looking for that connection, right? When you're looking for this tribe, you're like, you're meeting people on the way who may fit, who might not fit, right? Who may be your partner, who may be your soulmate in an intimate way, or not be, who may be your soulmate in a platonic way, who knows? But in doing that, you know, you share yourself with so many other people, you share that light with so many other people. And I don't know, that I feel like that's what we're all doing. Like we're all just sharing our light and seeing if it's compatible with other ones. And if not, you take those lessons from that meeting and you go forward and you meet other people and you share that light and their light with them, and it just keeps, you know, going forward.
And it's also like, how can we make all of our lights brighter?
Yes,
it's that's
what it should be about.
Yeah, I
think
not
everybody feels that way.
I know not everybody feels that way. Some people, you know, want to put some sprinkles of water on light, like out. But I feel like that you put it so beautifully, the way that you explained it, because it really is about just getting connected and putting more firewood together so we can like.
Yes. Yeah. That's how I feel about life. I mean, it's discouraging, right? When you see like a bunch of shitty people hanging, you know, around, but
you always have choice.
Everybody's lights shine different.
Yeah.
And if you breathe in, you got a light. If you out there, you feel like a piece of shit, you might be one, but it's not, but that's not the end, right? You still have a little shimmer that you can nurture back to a good person, you know, by whatever means you think a good person is. I think a good person is, you know, somebody who is considerate of themselves and other people. I feel like a consideration goes so far. If you can put yourself in somebody else's shoes and just be kind.
Yeah.
Because it's not your job, right, to fix other people's problems.
Yeah.
It's nobody's job to fix other people's problems for them. But the least you could do is be kind. That's the least you could do.
I feel do like. No harm.
Yeah, right? Do no harm, right?
We've been chatting for a long time, and I know that this is probably going to be a 2-part episode because, boy, there was a lot. No, this is all good. This is all good stuff. And I think, you know, whenever we want to chat again, like, we're here. I'm here for it. She's here. We're here for it. But as we're wrapping up, I would love to hear about something that, like, you're working on or working towards, and letting the people know where to find you and connect, if that's something that you're open to.
Is there anything I like to promote? Is that what you're asking me?
Yes.
Well, no, not really. I mean, I'm not on the socials. So y'all can't find me on there. But I am looking for a bus. So, you know, slide into these comments and tell me if y'all selling a bus. I'm looking for a mid-sized Bluebird flat face, you know, early 2000s to now, reasonably priced. Y'all know what that means. It's a pandemic. But I don't know, anything to promote. No, just keep listening to the podcast, Duelist Bloom, you know, go and hit up Bria's newsletter, support your girl, because she on the socials. I'm not on the socials.
Yeah. Do you have any? She's been making some
Ooh, it's a custom.
Yeah, it is.
Hey, look, you find you a Korean babe, you be in the market, all right? Look.
Oh, we're getting more specific. Korean?
Yeah. Well, only because I went to Korea and you can get anything made in Korea for so cheap. It's amazing. One of my coworkers that I met in Korea, he married a Korean woman, and now they run a shop. They got like a brick and mortar shop in Florida. Ooh, nice. And she like flies stuff in, and they make custom stuff and they sell it there. So I guess I don't know the name of that shop, but maybe I could just tell Banae about it off camera podcast recording, and then
you know
what you're doing.
But I want to say thank you to both of y'all for just being vulnerable and sharing y'all stories and allowing yourself to share your lessons, and, you know, sharing about the times when you weren't as aware about all this stuff, because that's where all the learning and the growth is. And like, it's not about trying to be something that you're not. It's just allowing yourself to be exactly who you are right now in this moment. And so it's just like, if that's something that you're looking towards navigating, how to just be where you are right now, like, book a sales call with me so we can figure it all out, and then see how beautiful the flower unfolds. But I'll leave the link for scheduling that session with me in the show notes, because, you know, we're here. I'm here to support you if you're ready to embark on that part of your journey. But I love y'all so much. Any closing words, closing thoughts, inspirations, just to leave, any nuggets, any gems for the audience? Because I always say that they're an inspiration, and I remind them of their power and their influence, because, like, you popping, girl, shine your light.
Shine that mother light.
Do it.
I think my gem for anybody who be out there and, you know, maybe it's easy for you to meet people and people really like you. I feel like people don't really speak to that, because you kind of sound like an asshole, right? When you're like, I just have such a hard time staying out of relationships. And then there's people over here like, I'm just trying to get a date.
Yeah.
You know? But for me, that was an issue, right? Like, I could not keep people away from me long enough to like be by myself. And like, if you're around me long enough and you liked me enough, that maybe, you know, I kind of liked you too, or I at least thought you were cute. And so I somehow ended up in these relationships. But what got me out of serial dating and really focusing on what I wanted from somebody, that I was going to allow my energy, allow my time, allow my, what I had learned from dating all these people before, is that I decided I wanted to date myself. So like all this energy, all this time I was spending looking, to make somebody else happy, I was like, why aren't you doing that for you? Who the fuck is taking care of you, Liddy? Like, you can do that for yourself. Like, I just wanted, when I said I wanted to be by myself, I didn't understand how I thought I was just gonna not be dating and just do, other life stuff. But that's a really big intimate part of your life to be missing out on, right? You don't have, somebody to take you out or ask you how you're doing, and like, you got to do that stuff for yourself if you really want to double down on, self-growth, and you really want to double down on learning who you are by yourself, then you gotta court yourself. You gotta be there for yourself like somebody else would, like how you are expecting somebody else to be there for you. And in doing that, you make yourself a better partner, and then you are ready, right? You feel more ready when you start to date again. And so that's my gem.
I'm gonna just let what you just said be the end, because that was beautiful. So I'm gonna stop recording. And if anything resonated with you during this episode, pass it along to a friend. Let's continue the chain reaction of inspiration. Be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. You can stay updated with all things Duelist Bloom by joining the Village community email list. The link is in the description below. I hope that today is everything you needed to be and more, and remember, you are an inspiration.